What is going on YouTube? My name is Bancroft. Thank you for tuning in. And today we have another set of Showdown events. Our other store, literally like down the street from where we normally play, had their Showdown, I think like a week later, and I got all the videos. So this is the first round, which happens to be Commander Palpatine taking on Commander Luke. Like always, there's buttons, links, check them out. But let's get into it. I will say this video will go in and out being blurry from time to time, but I was able to kind of figure out everything that's being played. So I still should be able to give you a play-by-play as we go on. I think during round from 2 and on, they adjusted the camera from the looks of it, so I think it'd be a lot better. But yeah, we're going to do our best with this video, and hopefully this works out great for y'all. If this blurriness is just a little too much as we go in and out throughout this match, let me know. And if the other videos are like this, I probably just won't post them. So, as a reminder, Palpatine has the ability to, for one resource and exhausting it, you can defeat one of your friendly units, deal 1 damage, and draw a card. Really good on some of the cards need ramping, and sometimes you just need to get that extra draw and helps out a lot. Luke, 1 resource and in action, you give a shield token to a unit you play this phase. It has to be a heroic unit. And we got some early turns with a healing card. Really wasn't expecting this from a Palpatine deck, but anyway, it is just a generic green, so why not? Colonel Sanders is what I like to call him, but when you play a green unit, you get to heal 1 damage. Get to heal 1. Yeah, your base heals 1 point, which is pretty nice. And we have Luke starting off with your Battlefield Marine. Now, we do have the Emperor's Royal Guard hitting the board, and keep in mind, Colonel Sanders is a official, which means this is now a Sentinel, which is pretty nice. And then it also has a +0/+1 because you do have a Palpatine as a leader, which is pretty nice. Kind of give a nice little 5 defense boost there. Echo Base, if I recall correctly, hitting the board. Kind of a little extra Sentinel protection on Luke's side. We've got some Sentinels on Sentinels, and we see one getting knocked out right off the bat. And that Echo Base was a 4/3, which means this Emperor is now sitting at, the Emperor's Royal Guard is now sitting at 1 remaining health, so any attack will take care of it. But we did get another Echo Base falling right after that. So here you go, clearing out the Royal Guard here. And then we just have what is left to be possibly 2 damage to opponent's base. But no, Initiative was claimed instead. Want to take a head start on the next phase. We are sending out, what, 5 resources, I think, to 4. No, 6 resources to 5? Yeah. And keep in mind, Palpatine's one of the few leaders that takes forever to bring out. You need 8 or more resources to even play Palpatine. So this deck needs to kind of get the Super Laser Technicians, needs to get the resupply, and even the command here, which is a really nice little touch. As a reminder, command has 4 different effects you could do. You give experience tokens to a unit. You could defeat a unit with 3 remaining health. You can put that card into your resource. And and then you could bring a card back from your discard pile, which is kind of nice. And we see here we saw the experience token on top of the ramping. Echo Base did have a shield, and we see R2 hitting the board, which allows early scrying, kind of see if you want the next card or not. Sorry, I misread that. I think I'm mixing up a couple of cards real quick. Command, not defeat a unit 3 or less, but a friendly unit deals damage equal to its power to a non-unique enemy. That's what it was. But we're still sitting at no damage on any opponent's anyone's base yet. Well, nope. Now we have 4 damage hitting on Palpatine's side. Now these both are generic bases, so 30 health point bases. So they kind of want to play as long as they possibly can. We do got Bright Hope hitting the board now. Like I said earlier, we're getting some blurriness. Hopefully, it goes in and out. That way we can see what's going on a little bit better. But we do have Bright Hope hitting the board, which is a Sentinel 2/6. But when play, you can return a friendly unit to your hand to draw 1 card. And we see that R2D2 went back to the hand so that the Luke player can draw a card. So your Vader's sitting at, I think, 8 resources right now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8 resources. And Luke is sitting at, I think, 7. No, I think 6. And then we have Palpatine playing out Vader, which is a nice little 5/7 ambush. But not just that, but now we can search the top 7 cards of the deck and play. 10 cards of the deck and play up to X amount of units that have villainous and whose total cost equals up to 3, which is pretty nice. This is gonna do 1 and 2 effects depending on what they see. We can get multiple heals here because Vader will also ping a heal, and we see Super Laser Technician also in the board, which means that's healing 2 to the Palpatine's base. And then we got the ambush taking out the Sentinel here. So we got Luke's turn now. Either Luke will attack with Bright Hope, or they will pay a Battlefield Marine hitting the board. With Palpatine still having an open attack going on, it kind of opens up the idea of like, do you want to? It's kind of trying to bait the attack to the unit so that way they can keep on controlling the board. And it looks like that is what they did. Yeah. Luke still has open resources. Palpatine's kind of almost tapped out for this phase. So if Luke will be deploying their leader here. And what's great about deployed side leader is that it's a 4/7, but when it attacks, it gives another unit a shield token. And we have Palpatine actually using Palpatine's leader to take out Super Laser Technician to draw 1 card and then kind of ping a damage somewhere else. Here we're just showcasing the leader. I think the Luke player said, I don't think I've ever seen Palp in action before. We got Wing Leader hitting the board, giving Luke 2 additional experience tokens, making Luke now sit at 6/9. And we got Palpatine because of, we have Palpatine hitting the board now and taking Bright Hope because Bright Hope did have 1 point of damage onto them. Which, that's not bad. It's still sitting at 2/6, but it is a Sentinel. Kind of protects the space area just a little bit. Question is, where is Luke going to attack? Is Luke going to send that 6 points of damage to the base, or he can try to take out Palpatine or even weaken Vader? Most likely the Vader route won't be the smartest, but probably weakening Palpatine or base is probably your best bet. And Palpatine does have 10 health, so like Palpatine's a beefy boy, so you're getting that 6 damage right into Palpatine is probably the best you could do. Palpatine player does take the initiative here, which may not be the best for Luke because Luke now is sitting at 4 points of damage. Vader can just, their first turn can just take out Luke with a Vader swing. While we're going into the regroup and resource phase, just want to remind you guys, if you guys play these decks, let me know in the comments down below what do you like about them and whatnot. But we got some actions going on in Palpatine, and it is Overwhelming Barrage, which brings Palpatine up for this phase as a 6/6 because they took 6 damage earlier, and kind of picking out that damage to take out Luke, and I think, and hit the shield on X-Wing or Wing Leader. Another Bright Hope hits the board. So we got a little, once again, a Sentinel on Sentinel action here, protecting both space fields. But Palpatine's way open to attack and sends 6 damage straight into Luke's base, and that's what, maybe not. Starting with a Vader. So 5 points of damage to Luke's base. And we have another Wing Leader hitting the board. Most likely probably going to boost either the other Wing Leader, get that little extra damage out, and try to take out the Palpatine's card. Nope, into their own Sentinel as just an extra form of protection. That works just the same. Still got, I think, 4 open resources on Palpatine's side, and we still even have the Palpatine leader swing as well. And we are going for a wing leader attack into Bright Hope. So we're getting Palpatine to get 6 points of damage into Luke's base, putting it to. Oh, I forgot about. I guess I didn't talk about that. We did get was it General? Yeah, General Veers, which gives other friendly Imperials a +1/+1. So instead of being 6, it actually was 7 points of damage to Luke's base, and we also get a 1-drop TIE fighter on board. Not swinging yet with their Bright Hope. That way, whenever I think the idea there is trying to hopefully Luke will swing with their Bright Hope first, and then that way it could just be an even trade instead of like weakening their Bright Hope and then then them playing something else afterwards to do some damage. So we are on Luke's turn first, or set of actions. So we're paying 4 or 5 resources. Nope, maybe not. Yeah, go ahead and swing with the Bright Hope first. Get that damage out of the way. Okay, I forgot that it was already damaged prior, so this just kind of finished it off. We're starting off a Vader strike. It's actually 6 points of damage, but it's a 2 to 18 when it comes to damage on bases. All right, so it looks like Luke's paying roughly 4 for Caden. Haven't seen Caden in a bit. Caden is a Rebel Force user, which when they attack, you can discard the top card of your opponent's deck, and pretty much whatever reveals can heal you X amount of points, which is pretty nice, depending per Spectre on board. Luke giving Caden a shield token. And we also had Veers hitting the base on Luke, putting 21 points of damage. And we have Palpatine following up with another, I think, 5 points here. Yes. And then Palpatine using the, I don't think I talked about this, the deploy side. So it does take control as we saw earlier, but also on attack, you may defeat another friendly unit if you do deal 1 damage to a unit and then you draw 1 card. And we just saw instead of sacrificing Palp's one drop TIE fighter, you just hit it and you got rid of the wing leader. We have a Royal Guard hitting the board, just a little extra protection. And now we got Command hitting the board. So once again, we're going to see a couple things. Either push out some damage somewhere. You either bring back a card from your hand, get the rampant, or give experience tokens. And we see experience token being one of the options here, kind of boosting up Palpatine now. And then the other option, I think, was debate there, but we went straight to the discard pile. And we are bringing back a Royal Guard to their hand. And for the remaining amount of resources they have, just play it, which just feels a lot. Luke, once again, still has the initiative here. I really don't know what can. Redemption hits the board. That's a good play. You get to heal 8 right off the bat from that. It's really up to 8, but yeah, I think they end up doing all 8. Getting an OB on board, using that to probably push your way out of certain things like 1 damage to redemption, finishing off possibly that, and then poking a shield. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Which that OB will put Palp from with 2 experience points, 6 to 8 to 9. And yeah, no, that was game 2. So we've already done our sideboard. I'm going into game sorry, that was game 1. Or now we're going into game 2. So Palpatine does have 1 victory as of right now going into this round. Luke does maintain the initiative token. So Luke starts their turn off. So Palpatine immediately just takes initiative. They had nothing to play. Luke starts their turn off by playing a 1-drop Alliance Dispatcher, which as an action you could exhaust this card, and then when you play a card from your hand, it costs 1 less, which is pretty nice. And immediately giving you shields as some form of level protection. We see Super Laser Technician hitting the board, following up with an Echo Base on Luke's side. Palpatine maintains the initiative here, as we give a shield token to that card as well. This actually works really well with Luke, because normally this card would cost 3, but instead it costs 2 because you're using Alliance Dispatcher, and then you give it a shield. That's great. We see Palps kind of sacking to take out a shield. And now Palps sitting at 5 resources to Luke's 4. We get a Bright Hope hitting the board here. And once again, Luke could possibly just give it another shield. Trader is hitting the board and taking the Echo Base. So now they have a Sentinel 4-3. Luke taking the initiative here, which is kind of smart, because I feel like it's one of those things where if they didn't take the initiative, most likely Pal player probably would have took the initiative themselves to start an early start on their turn. Instead of Luke wasting, Luke could have given a shield to Bright Hope, but like I said, I think them getting the initiative gives them a better footing into this phase. Still no damage to anyone's base. We are sitting at, what, 6 to 5 resources, and we have Obi-Wan hitting the board. Maybe it's 6 to 6. Maybe they chose not to. I think Obi-Wan, unless I'm wrong, I thought Obi-Wan was 6 resources. We saw a ramp off of Palpatine. Not really sure what happened there, but confused right now. With command, we're giving some experience tokens to the Echo Base, and then immediately getting the ramp off it as well. Bright Hope taking a swing at the base, taking 2 points of damage, and then we have the Echo Base Defender taking out Luke Skywalker, which in returns allows Obi-Wan to give 2 experience points to the Bright Hope. Here we have Luke Speed, Palpatine using their ability to kind of finish off the Echo Base Defender just to get a draw and then poke a damage somewhere. And with that, we got to pass. Yeah. 8 resources on Palpatine's side. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, I forgot about. I always forget about Alliance Dispatch Unit. That's how Obi-Wan came out. Wow, I was still so confused. I was like, he has 5 resources. How did I do that? Yeah, forget about that card effect. I don't see it play much. So okay, that clears that up for me right off the bat. I do apologize for taking that long to figure that out for some reason. So we are sitting 8 to 6 on resources now, with 2 damage on Palpatine's base and 0 damage on Luke's base. Now Palpatine can be deployed this phase, and also so can Luke. The question is timing, because like I said, when Palpatine's deployed, they can take control of a damaged non-leader unit. You have to get a damage out there first before you can do that. And it looks to be Luke is getting deployed right now. And we have Vader hitting the board. Now, this could be very interesting depending on what they see on Vader's side. I don't know if they play the... It's a lieutenant card that allows a unit to attack, giving a +2/+2. And if they do, they could just have Luke straight take that. Vader take out Luke, but it looks like we didn't get that, unfortunately. And actually, it's like he decided to do the ambush first before even searching top 10 cards. Or we did get rid of the Echo. Sorry, not the Echo, but the Alliance Dispatcher, which will put 1 damage on Vader. We do have a seasonal Stormtrooper hitting the board, which normally is a 2/2, but in this particular moment, it's a 4/4. And we also got a TIE Fighter hitting the board as well. Sorry, I said Stormtrooper, but it's Shore Trooper. Luke player turn around playing the forces with me, giving Luke 2 additional experience points in his shield, using that to take out the Vader on Palpatine's side. And that attack also gave a shield token to Bright Hope as well. And it looks like Palpatine took the initiative here, and Bright Hope will attack into the base. So we have sitting here a 4/4 seasoned Shore Trooper. I think it's like a 2/1 TIE Fighter to the 6/9 Luke Skywalker and the shielded 4/8. Okay, we got another OB hitting the board. That's 4 points of damage. No, 6 points of damage is going to get kind of divvied out here. So I assume 5 to Luke and 1 just to ping the shield on Bright Hope. So Luke's sitting it with 4 remaining health right now. The Luke player has a couple options. They could swing that 6 points of damage to the base just to kind of get it out of the way before they lose their Luke. Or they could swing Bright Hope. I think either playing a card or swinging of Luke be your best option. Yeah, there it is. And this will give another shield token right to Bright Hope once again, keeping them just protected a little bit longer and putting the Palpatine base to 12 points of damage. We are getting the trade here, just getting rid of the Luke Skywalker. That way, no more free shields are getting passed around. And you don't have like a quote unquote body of just force power in general, just attacking. R2 hits the board, kind of get a nice little scry 1 here. Keep in mind, every time R2 attacks, that will also go off as well. And we have True Strike. We're using this to kind of get rid of the shield here. Bright Hope hitting into the base here, putting it to 16. TIE Fighter, defeating the TIE Fighter to get a draw and put 1 point damage to Bright Hope, which only tells us possibly next action is Palpatine coming out. We have Yoda hitting the board here. Keep in mind, Yoda is a great card. It's a 2/4 that would restore 2 on it. And yeah, Palpatine hits the board, which takes Bright Hope from the Luke player. Luke's paying the rest of the resources for a wing fighter, and they're going to end up buffing R2-D2. Keeping that scry open a little bit longer. And we got Palpatine swinging into my goodness, Yoda to take Yoda out. Luke player does get a draw off that though, which is pretty nice for them. And we're ending the phase there, going into the next one. Sitting at 6-0 still when it comes to damage, and then we got 9 resources on Palpatine's side. It looks like about 8 resources on Luke's side. 7 resources. Okay. Paying all 7 for. I always mess the name up and pull the card up real quick. The U-Wing Reinforcements. I want to say with U-Fight or something like that. But yeah, U-Wing Reinforcements. Very interesting card. So you search the top 10 cards of your deck, and then you could play up to 3 cards whose combined cost is 7 or less. And you get to play them for free, which is pretty awesome. We get a Echo Base Defender here. We have a Battlefield Marine here. Then we get Restore Arc. Restore Arc is a Restore 1 unit, and it is a 2/3. We get another command hitting the board here. Question is, what order of operations they can do? So they're boosting Palpatine up, giving him 2 experience points. And then we're dealing damage straight to the Sentinel on Luke's side. It's like using R2 to kind of sack into Palpatine to get some damage out there. It's at least 3 more points of damage to Palpatine. Bright Hope is taking a swing at Restore Arc, just kind of getting rid of it. That way the Luke player doesn't have any form of healing when they get to a point of starting doing damage to their base. Speaking of damage, I think this is the first bit of damage we're hitting Luke's side, putting us at 16-6. And then we have a Royal Guard hitting the board as a little extra defense for Palpatine, and another Seasoned Shore Trooper. We are sitting at 16-6. Going into this phase, Luke does have the initiative right now. They're counting it out. We're playing another Obi-Wan Kenobi here. Once again, that's a Sentinel. It's 4/6, I think. And then on defeat, it gives 2 experience tokens to another unit. And we play Devastator, which immediately obliterates that card. We are putting 2 experience tokens to the only card that is there, which is Battlefield Marine, which I think that makes it a 5/4. Yeah, no, 5/5. Making the attack here. Getting rid of the Royal Guard, which is the only form of protection Palpatine did have at that moment. And we're just kind of cleaning up damage here and just playing a couple cards. We're sitting at the end of this phase, what looks to be, I think, 16-20 in a second. Yeah, 16-20. We ended that phase up. Luke does have the initiative here going into this phase. It's interesting how quickly this is starting to pivot from what the beginning of this match is to now, because if Luke has no way of stopping the Devastator from attacking, that's game. Devastator is a 10-10, and Luke has no space units. They're paying 8 for redemption here, which immediately taking 8 points from the base. Unfortunately, Devastator also has Overwhelm. So we're going to see the attack here. And really all this did is it gave the Luke base 1 form of healing. As a reminder, this is from the stream from that event. So that weird thumb threw me off when it popped up going over this video. But yeah, so after redemptions kind of was taken care of, we have sitting at 16-19. We got Palpatine swinging the base, putting it back to 25. And there's not much left kind of sitting here because we have a Seasonal Searcher, which is 4. And we have the Bright Hope, which is also 4. And I think, yeah, Luke players like, yeah, that's it. And scoop from that point on, giving the win to Palpatine Green. But yeah, like I said earlier, guys, thank you for tuning in. There's buttons, links down below. And yeah, if you're enjoying this stuff, let us know in the comments as well. And I think that's it. I'm starting to ramble. So yeah, bye.